Hey everybody, my name's Splatoon9000 here, and welcome back to the Dinosauria series. I really enjoyed the last one that Dead Sound made, called Old Buck. Now we are going to check out the one called, the second one in the series, called Our Frozen Past. This is another short film. I imagine word Frozen, I think it's going to take place in, like, the, place we saw last time with the I'm supposing a Troodon. I'm gonna see the description, see what happens. See what the story is. The short film takes place 69 million years ago in Cretaceous Alaska, yep, and follows a mother Troodon, yep, as she and her brood tried to survive the coldest and most desperate times of the year. Yeah, so even if the dinosaur era, the Mesozoic era, was a lot warmer, the winters in more Arctic areas were really rough. So we'll see how this goes. So we got a mother Troodon. Okay. So she's got babies. So let's see what happens here. Whew. Oh, wow. Alright. Yeah, there's snow everywhere, you can see. There's still snow there. Oh, there she is. Aww. They're cute. Aww. They're actually really cute, those little babies. Okay, so I suppose she's trying to find food for them. Oh. Oh, there's a Pachyrhinosaurus. They have the little, speculative, fuzzy feathers. Because they actually speculate, because of the cold winters some of the species of Pachyrhinosaurus would be in, they would have to, have some way to adapt, like maybe with feathers or some sort of thermal regulation. Okay. Huh. So, icicle is there. Yeah, I wonder what's she doing? Is she like sniffing the air or something? I still wonder what that is. So I think she's finding food for her babies at the moment. Okay. Oh, that's another Tyrannosaur thing. Not so sure what it is, but it... Oh. I think he's sniffing the air for her. I think you can smell her. That's actually a nice detail, but it's pretty menacing. Oh, jeez. I recommend you get out of there. Oh, no. Did it see her? I think I saw her. Oh, I think it saw her. Don't you dare do this to me. There's babies there. There's her little chicks right there. Look. Okay. Oh, I hear... Oh, no, it found them, didn't it? Oh. Oh, it can fit through. It can fit its head in there. Oh, it can... Okay. Jeez, no. Don't you dare. I see that! He's going for one of the chicks! Oh, oh. Please, please, for the love of God, don't. Oh. No! No, 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 no. Oh my God. Oh no. No, oh my God. Hang on. Oh, sorry, my computer's lagging. I don't know why. Oh my God. No, don't you dare. Oh my god. What? Oh my god, oh, they came right in time. What? Oh my god. Oh, so good. Oh, they just ran away. Good. Jeez, man. I actually feel bad. I really do. I know it's nature, but jeez. I don't think it survived, man. There's no way. After all that, man. So, I guess she's gonna have to make another brood or something like that. It's a sad story. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, it's fine. The other one's alright, so she still has one more. Wow. Our frozen past. Wow.
Hello, this is David,
Wow.
and thank you for watching the second film in my Dinosauria animated series. Please feel free to check out the behind-the-scenes video I made for this film,
definitely.
linked below. In the meantime, special thanks to all of my top Patreon supporters on screen right now. This series would not have happened without these guys. Thanks again.
Okay. Wow, okay. That was good. That was really good, because seriously, I didn't think it was going to be that emotional for me, if I'm going to be honest. It's got that same level of emotion I felt when, like, for example, when I saw, what felt like a hopeless, situation in saving the dinosaurs in Fallen Kingdom, when, and then it turned happy in the end, so that's good. But, jeez. I'm gonna check out the behind the scenes, and we'll see how he made it. That was really good, I must say. That was really good. And I love, pretty much everything about it. It was really good. So this is the making of Our Frozen Past. So let's see.
Hello,
Here.
my name is David, and welcome to this making of video covering my recent animated short film, Our Frozen Past. This is the second film in my Dinosauria animated series, and behind the scenes, I have been making this big old sketchbook, I've been doing research and drawings, and even clay sculptures for each of the films in this series. The animated short films might be the end result, but there's a whole lot more to these projects that you guys have not seen yet.
Yeah.
So, let's get started.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, let's see how he made this. Alright.
When this project began, it didn't start as a series. I really only planned on making one film, and that was Buck.
Oh, yeah.
But I ended up enjoying working on that film so much that before I'd even finished it, I was already looking to start many, many more. I started a film about a multi-species herd of hadrosaurs. I started a film about Charles R. Knight-esque retro paleo art, and I even experimented with a film about Spinosaurus's constant revisions.
Yeah.
None of these ideas were really grabbing my attention at the time. For this film, I really wanted to depict dinosaurs in an environment people aren't totally accustomed to seeing them in, acting not quite how people are accustomed to seeing them act, and even looking not quite how people are accustomed to seeing them look.
Pretty much.
But all still within a certain scientific reason.
I mean, they're not always what they seem with further research, you know? Research an idea, okay.
For inspiration, I've been making a consistent effort to go down to all my local wildlife ponds to birdwatch and gather reference material for this series.
Oh, like that swan. I see.
I started work on this particular film in early 2021. We had a slightly colder winter here in my part of Scotland, and eventually all of those ponds started to freeze over. Snow fell a lot heavier than it usually does here, and all of those ponds stayed frozen for a few weeks. During this time, the swans and the moorhens and the coots were all forced to walk on top of the frozen water instead of paddling through it, which really got my imagination going. I mean, every single animal that you can see on screen right now are not just the descendants of dinosaurs. They're not just distantly related to dinosaurs. All modern birds belong to the Dinosauria clade, which is what this very series is named after.
Yeah.
These are feathery and scaly, egg-laying modern dinosaurs with complex social behaviours which I had been watching and recording for a month or
the baby
two at
swans.
this point. Now, I was watching them change and adapt to this particularly cold winter, acting in ways I don't often see them act. This is where the idea for our frozen past really started.
Oh my god. That's a funny thing. Oh, little swan. Hang on, there's an advert coming up.
Inspired by this colder than usual Scottish winter, I decided to set my film in the Prince Creek Formation 69 million years ago, which is now modern-day Alaska. This is one of the coldest and most extreme environments we know dinosaurs lived in. Even though the Earth during the Mesozoic was a much hotter place than it is today, in late Cretaceous Alaska, the temperature still did drop pretty considerably during the winter months, the region being plunged into total darkness for 120 days of the year, possibly even snowing during the absolute worst of it.
Wow. That's actually a lot. That's pretty harsh. I didn't know it was almost always nighttime.
The moment I stand, he's going to hiss at me again. No, they're little dinosaurs. I'm planning on making at least one large clay sculpture for each of the films in my Dinosauria series. For this film in particular, I wanted to make a two-piece sculpture depicting a naturalistic scene between a mother troodon and her chick.
That's sweet.
I started by rolling up a bunch of clay sausages, waiting for them to dry, gluing them all together, eventually bulking out the general shape of a troodontid dinosaur. Once the basic shape was blocked out and dried solid, I started adding finer detail work with whatever tool I could find that would make some feathery looking marks. I use DAS air drying clay for my models, which most people don't like to use. Super Sculpey and Milliput are most people's go-tos for this kind of work, which are far more expensive. Regardless, I still wanted to give these mediums a try, so I planned on making the Troodon chick out of Milliput as a test, which honestly didn't go very well.
Ah.
This stuff is extremely firm and tough to shape. I think I could certainly get used to this, and I definitely see the appeal, but for me there is really no benefit to using this over DAS clay except for its structural integrity. This stuff dries a lot faster and a lot stronger than any other sculpting medium I've ever used. I even decided to snap off and resculpt the legs of my Troodon mother with a milliput core to make her more structurally secure.
I see, because, yeah, she's got 2 legs.
Once I was happy enough with the sculpt of these two, I primed the models, I painted them with acrylic paints and brushes, I threw on some fake snow and matte varnish, and of course, made sure to serenade the sculpture while all of those coats dried.
Let it get me down. Cause this final world, it keeps spinning around.
I was very, very sick when I painted this.
Oh. Whoops.
Overall, I do like this piece, but it has a lot of flaws. I think the mother looks nice enough, but the chick has some of the most lifeless eyes I've ever seen and looks like a big ugly slug. I also don't think I've ever sculpted a fully feathered animal before, and I should have done some test pieces in preparation.
I see.
While some of the areas of the sculpture, like the spine of the tail and the back of the head, look quite nice, I'm really unsatisfied with the larger feather detail on the wings and on the tail fan.
I see.
That all being said though, the overall piece is very pleasant, and it does capture that naturalistic motherly feel I wanted it to have.
Yeah.
And when accompanied with my old buck Styracosaurus sculpture, I do think these two pieces complement each other really, really well.
Really good. Alright. So let's see what's next. What's next again? It's the story? Yeah. Alright.
This film takes place in late Cretaceous Alaska, 69 million years ago, and follows a mother troodon of 2 chicks during the winter season. The mother, passing a family of Pachyrhinosaurus, leaves her den to not only gather food, but also explore. Snow has recently fallen and she's curious about her new surroundings.
Oh, yeah.
She even stops and playfully mimics the sounds of some falling icicles on the way.
That's what she was doing. She was mimicking.
Her curiosity, however, brings her a little bit too far outside of her territory as she runs into the apex predator of the region, a Nanooksaurus.
Oh, Nanooksaurus. Okay, I see.
The Tyrannosaur manages to track the mother to her den using its superior sense of smell.
Yeah.
This is a harsh environment, and a fight with a protective mother troodon is dangerous. Instead, the animal snatches up one of her chicks. The situation gets more and more desperate as the predators multiply. There is no way that this lone mother can save her remaining chick from these 2 apex predators, so as a last resort, she begins to bellow a strange call into the night.
Okay. Wait, hang on.
What she is doing here is attempting to mimic the sound of the baby Pachyrhinosaurus that she heard earlier, in hopes to attract the nearby family of ceratopsians to unwittingly aid her.
Oh, I see. That's what she was doing. Oh, that's smart.
This works. The ceratopsians are drawn to the scene by what they think is the sound of a squealing infant of their own species and chase the predators off.
Oh, jeez. I had no idea that's what she was doing, honestly. Jeez.
Finally, we see mother and chick leaving their den together to find a new home.
New home indeed.
Stopping right by where the icicles fell, quickly teaching her chick the importance of their mimicry and problem-solving skills.
They are the smartest dinosaurs, so it makes sense.
Going all the way back to the start of my sketchbook, you'll find a film called Days, which was going to be a post-apocalyptic survival film, but with dinosaurs and other prehistoric beasts thrown in. I never finished this film, but managed to salvage some of the ideas and the research and the assets and created my Dinosauria series from its ashes. I mention this because All Days was going to be about a father trying to save his daughter from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The film was going to build and build on the viewer's sense of dread and hopelessness as the situation got worse and worse. Eventually, the human characters would use their superior intelligence to survive, using a handcrafted horn to mimic the sounds of a panicking baby elephant, attracting a herd of Colombian mammoths to the scene, chasing the predator off. Sound familiar?
Yep. That's exactly what that was. That's cool, you used all that.
I essentially repurposed All Day's entire story for this film, but with a mother Troodon, a pair of Nuxsaurus, and a family of Pachyrhinosaurus instead. This idea starting from here and ending up all the way over here, which only goes to show how weird and wonky and wonderful the creative process can be sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. I had no idea, honestly. I don't think anyone did.
Doesn't matter if you have 10,000.
Sound design, okay.
When
Did we go through that
this series, I knew these films were going to have no voice acting in them whatsoever, no narration. So I've been making a conscious effort to improve my sound design work.
Okay.
A large chunk of the sound effects you'll hear are royalty-free sounds, but I would estimate over half of what you'll hear in these Dinosauria films is recorded by me personally.
Oh, I see.
This environmental Foley stuff is one thing, but the challenge comes in the form of the animal sounds.
The animal sounds,
The Nuxsaurus, for example, are a mix of crocodiles hissing, elephants grumbling, and even my own grunts and snorts and snarls are thrown in there as well.
Oh, really?
All of this is slowed down and pitch shifted and reverberated, whatever makes it sound right.
I see. Oh, I see, yeah.
Every single dinosaur in this series so far has my voice in their mix somewhere. The most glaring example is definitely the Troodon mother and her chicks, which I would estimate are about 75% created using just my voice. Somewhere in there is the sound of a bird, but the rest of it is the sound of me hissing.
I see now.
Me snorting. The sound of me clapping some wood together. And the sound of me rubbing a dry paintbrush against a canvas.
That actually works well, if I'm gonna be honest.
Sound design is something I don't talk about very much in my making of videos, and that's because I don't really enjoy doing it. I don't think I'm particularly good at it, and it always feels like a chore. People have offered to do it for me, but I want to enjoy doing sound design work. I want to learn to be good at it. It has been one of the bigger challenges for me working on this series, but I welcome that challenge.
I still think it's pretty good, though.
The sound design in Old Buck and Our Frozen Past I still don't think is particularly brilliant, but it is leagues better than anything else I've done in the past, so I
think it's
definitely think I'm improving.
Yeah, that shows you're improving. It's good. I think it's good. Okay, so featured species, yep.
The first animal featured and the star of this film is an Arctic Troodon.
Arctic, okay.
Now, Troodon is a very frustrating genus to research because it was a wastebasket taxon for a long time.
Yeah.
That means for many, many years, a bunch of very lazy paleontologists were throwing a collection of unrelated species under the same Troodon label. Not because said fossils really belonged there, but because they just didn't really fit anywhere else. Troodon was a mess, but the group has since been re-evaluated and split into at least 2 or 3 separate genuses now, I think. Again, it's hard to research, and Troodon itself is now a potentially dubious taxon. The animal featured in this film hasn't even been given a name, as this Arctic Troodon is only known from a fossil tooth. But that tooth is abnormally large. This Arctic Troodon species is the largest of the dubious group, at around 50% larger than its southern relatives.
That is actually pretty big compared to Troodon I know.
Have very large eyes. We're probably nocturnal, and we're also likely omnivorous. And being an opportunistic omnivorous and nocturnal creature in a region that is pitch black for 120 days of the year was probably responsible for their success and increased size in the Arctic.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, they're successful, I guess.
Troodontid dinosaurs were quite smart by dinosaur standards, famously having the largest brains in comparison to their body size of any non-avian dinosaur.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a film that showed dinosaurs as smarter and curious and playful and aware of their surroundings. And that very intelligence is the reason I chose to base this film around one.
Oh, yeah. Pachyrhinosaurus.
The second animal featured in this film is the centrosaurine ceratopsid Pachyrhinosaurus peritorum, and I know what you all want me to talk about. It is a common and heavily criticised trend in recent paleoart to depict this particular animal with a shaggy coat of fur-like filaments given the colder environment in which it lived. And I've done the same. The excuse you'll hear for this comes in the form of a little species of early ceratopsian dinosaur called Psittacosaurus. We have a number of incredibly well-preserved specimens of this animal. We know almost exactly how it looked in life, and it had a fan of tubular, quill-like bristles running down its tail.
Yeah.
It is still a big leap to go from a fan of cornified bristle quills to a full shaggy muskox looking coat of filaments, but 50 million odd years separate these two, so it's certainly not impossible.
Yeah.
I personally do not think this is how Pachyrhinosaurus peritorum looked. This particular design looks a little bit too mammalian. But again, it's not impossible, and a bit of speculation in paleoart I think is quite healthy, and having an all-fluffy cast for this film was a creative decision I was absolutely not going to pass up on.
Yeah. I realize they do all have feathers, yeah.
The third and final animal featured in this film is the Tyrannosaur Nanuqsaurus hoglundi. Hoglundi? Hoglundi? I have no idea. This animal, like the Arctic Troodon, is known from extremely scarce material, just one partial jawbone. In contrast to the larger than average successful Troodon, Nanuqsaurus was a quarter a Tyrannosaur's expected size. This dwarf species of Tyrannosaur seemed to be struggling more so in this colder climate compared to its southern relatives, shrinking in size, likely because of the scarcer food in this harsher environment. This isn't to say that Nanuqsaurus wasn't the apex predator of the region. It likely was. These two animals were of comparable size, but the bulkier, heavier Tyrannosaur is going to win this fight.
Yeah. Oh, so that's how he could fit in the cave, I see.
I came up with for my Nanuqsaurus are probably my favourites of this series. Tyrannosaurs are Coelurosaurs, and Coelurosaurs are an all-round very feathery group. Some of the most basal members of this group have feathers, and this group includes all modern birds. Feathered tyrannosaurs are extremely reasonable, and given the smaller size and colder climate that Nanooksaurus lived in, I feel a shaggy, fluffy depiction of this animal is a perfectly accurate one.
I'd say so. Evaluation? Okay.
A lot of research and work goes into these projects, but this film still has its fair share of inaccuracies and pretty far-fetched speculative ideas.
I mean,
Firstly, snow was actually not very common in this environment. It certainly could have snowed during the absolute coldest parts of the year, but what I've depicted here seems like a permanent frozen snowy wasteland, and it just wasn't. This level of snowfall would have been very, very rare, if not completely impossible. This leads into another inaccuracy. There is no way that a large predator like Nanooksaurus would be white in coloration. This camouflage works for a polar bear that lives in the snow all year round, but it is totally useless if where you live barely snows at all, and when it does, it's during total 24-hour darkness.
That's
finally,
true.
the Troodon's mimicry skill is probably the most far-fetched speculation of the film, as there really is no evidence for this whatsoever. Troodon was the smartest non-avian dinosaur we know of, yes, and mimicry is something that modern birds do, but birds have to dedicate a whole lot of their brains to do it, and as far as I know, no modern birds today are smart enough to use mimicry to strategize and manipulate to the extent that my Troodon does in this film. I really do not think that Troodon was this smart, and was likely not capable of such complex bird-like vocalizations either.
Still, I liked it. I still liked it. You know, it's good to have a little bit of creativity in it, I will admit.
None of these inaccuracies bother me in the slightest.
Nah.
All were made deliberately and with a greater storytelling purpose in mind. Our Frozen Past is not a documentary. It's a short film. And I love this film. I think the narrative here is really well balanced. Even with the wild speculations, these animals still feel like animals to me. I love the pacing, the setup, and especially the mimicry, foreshadowing, and payoff, all without saying a word. The visuals, the atmosphere, the dinosaur designs, I all think are some of my best. The building sense of dread as the situation gets more and more desperate was incredibly satisfying to pull off.
It was powerful.
And the salvaging of all days, the failed project that started this Dinosauria series off in the first place, made the whole thing feel really full circle. This is easily my personal favourite of the Dinosauria series, flaws and all, at least so far. I mean, who knows? The other 3 films in this series aren't finished yet, so maybe I'll grow to like them even more.
That's the mixed herd of hadrosaurs, I imagine. There's a lambeosaur in the front.
If you want to support this series, or support me, or read through this sketchbook I've been showing off in this video, you can. High-resolution photographs of the entire book have just been uploaded to my Patreon page. You can also gain access to my animated short films 2 weeks before they're released here on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching. But the video is over now, and I must go outside and record some B-roll for the outro.
Alright.
Right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the pond that is the furthest away from my house, this one here, with these 2 swans, and give them some feed, see how they're doing. I don't think I've seen those particular swans in like a month, so... Let's go.
You know them. Oh, nice.
Special thanks to all of my top Patreon supporters on screen.
Oh, it looks like some mother and her babies.
Hopefully scrolling over a pair of swans getting some delicious feed.
Well, you got some deer, which is nice.
Really couldn't have made this series without all of you guys. Thank you again.
You're welcome, man. I mean, I haven't really got Patreon yet, but I definitely love to support if I can. If I could, yeah. Oh, but this was great. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for today. This was really good. This getting better and better so far. I loved Old Buck, and I really love our Frozen Past as well. This is really good, and I can tell this guy put a lot of effort into this. If you want, you can definitely go subscribe to him if you wish, and you might be able to see his other projects as well. He's done others other than the Dinosauria series as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, and if you guys want to go subscribe to him, you can. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. And if you want to see more of my content, then hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like. And I will see you all in the next adventure. Peace out, everyone.